Hello, welcome to the War Rogers News Channel. Thank you for watching. Alright, this is the Steelbird Tournament Reserve. Reserve Battle. Chimeric vs Repertory. Alright, this is the reserves. I wish everyone well. Alright, we are at Silphco, Channel 7. Alright, there's the Megahorn. Repertory is going to start us off with the Megahorn here, and this Klops is going to mean look. Alright, wow. The first knockout. The match is still establishing itself as of right now. Sorry if I sound a little bit stumbled. I just got online and I realized, oh boy, reserves tournament. So yeah. All right. So Heracross is gonna switch. I think it might be Banded. All right. So Metagross. So Chimeric is going to use this turn to do an agility, and now it's pretty much faster than most of the Pokemon here in the match. Alright, so Cuddles is going to do an Earthquake. What a funny name for Metagross. Alright, not the most cuddly thing in the world, but man. Alright, who's going to be next? Magneton with its Magnet Pull ability, which means either Thunderbolt or HP Fire. Alright, that's going to knock out Metagross. This match is active right now. By golly. Alright. I'm not too sure if Heracross is going to do a low kick here or not, or Brick Break. Alright, I knew it was some sort of fighting move, but I didn't know what move it was necessarily. Alright, so not the smartest thing to put in while this Heracross, I'm alleging, is Choice Banded or Swift Banded or something along those lines. But either way, it has a band on it, and it is quite deadly. Look at it. It's just wiping the floor with Chimeric. I feel really bad for him. Alright. And I'm going to have to say I'm 99% confident that Repertory is going to win this match. Alright, so Tentacruel is going to come in, and maybe Chimeric might make a comeback, but it's unlikely at this point in the match. Alright. So there's a Brick Break. Brick Break is not going to be very effective. And Chimeric, I think he should have tried to knock out Heracross via Surf or something along those lines. Alright. GG. Alright, Repertory has won that match. Alright, so we will be right back. Oh yeah, I just want to resume it here. Just to let you know, this is the bracket. It's quite small, but it is a reserves tournament, so I do look forward to telling you the winners of the reserve tournament. Alright, so we'll be right back. Alright, I am back from a mini break because almost every match was like the 14th turn or the 20th turn, and I figured that I owe it to you as the viewer to give a pure match, in other words, a match that just started. So that way you know every move and everything that happens in the match. Alright, without further ado, Richard N vs Repertory. All right. What an interesting name for a Porygon. Alright, now we're going back to our friendly, cuddly mega computer known as Metagross. Okay, somebody has a sense of humor in this match. Let's go ahead and see what's going to happen. Metagross might either do Meteor Mash or might switch. I don't know. Yep, Meteor Mash. I knew it was going to either be Meteor Mash or a switch. Alright, so the attack is going to increase, and it is going to neutralize that Intimidate, because Intimidate lowers down attack by -1, and Meteor Mash attack boost is +1, so they cancel each other out. Alright. Now, either Metagross is going to switch, predicting some sort of fire move, or Metagross might do Earthquake. Metagross switches into Tentacruel, and Flamethrower is going to hit. Alright, so Arcanine can switch because Arcanine is pretty useless at this point. Arcanine might go into something that can withstand the Surf. Chansey can work. Alright, there we go. You know, I'm not whispering these people and telling them what moves to make. So sometimes you can just kind of, you can approximate what certain opponents are thinking in the match, and that's just you do this over the years, and you start to have a general idea. And so sometimes you make some missed calls, but overall, you do try to get it right the first time. Alright. And this is based upon probability, so yeah, I'm just doing the most likely case scenario. So in other words, Metagross is going to switch because Metagross is afraid of a Flamethrower or a Will-O-Wisp. Because Weezing can pack Flamethrower too, so there we go. Alright. Weezing is going to switch into Chansey, and the Surf is going to be walled pretty well, or stonewalled. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. All right. So what's going to happen? Either Tentacruel is going to do a Toxic and run to Metagross, or Tentacruel is going to do a continual amount of Surfs. Alright, so cut and run. And this time, it's not to Metagross, it's to Weezing, but I guess Repertory is trying to get a pain split from here. Alright. I don't know, I'm just gonna predict a I'm gonna predict an upcoming pain split. I'm not gonna be surprised if pain split occurs. Alright. Chansey's gonna switch into William. Alright. Pain split is going to occur, because Weezing was predicting that. Alright. So there's the return. Return is not going to really do much. And oh yeah, I think that was Richard's main goal, was to get a status. So that way, so a Guts can hit really, really hard. And at this point, Richard needs to survive the match, because if he doesn't, then this one-hit wonder is not going to do well. Alright, this one-hit wonder has not done well. Okay. So since Ursaring has fainted. So Weezing is going to switch into Milotic. And Flygon's going to do Dragon Claw. Alright. That's not really much of a problem. Milotic might do Ice Beam. So Chansey's going to come in. Or do Surf. Either way, Ice Beam or Surf. Or Recover. Alright. I guess Repertory was predicting the switch. But there's kind of a disadvantage with Repertory. Now Richard knows all the Pokemon of Repertory. Repertory does not know what this Pokemon is. I don't know, maybe Repertory might jump back to the lead but he did knock out Ursaring, so that's an advantage. So there we go. Alright. I think Richard's desperately trying to hide this Pokemon. Because he wants to use it probably later in the match. Alright. So what is Weezing going to do? Weezing is going to do a Will-O-Wisp. And it is going to burn. Alright. Milotic, I think, is going to get out. Alright. I did a little animation. Sorry about that. I'm assuming that you see me, but yeah. Alright. Anyways. Back to the match. Milotic might do a switch here. I don't know why Milotic is staying around. I mean, there's no real purpose to Milotic being here. I'm going to assume either Flygon or Metagross. If Milotic decides to switch, which right now, Milotic is deciding to do a Stonewall, which is an interesting choice. Alright. Milotic's just kind of stonewalling Chansey right now. Milotic's like, no, I want to make sure that my Surf hits something that's going to be effective. Alright, so Milotic is going to do a Toxic. Flygon's going to be badly poisoned. And Flygon, I'm going to assume Flygon's going to cut and run because Flygon does not want to deal with Milotic. And it's possible Ice Beam. Alright, so Chansey can do Seismic Toss. Alright, Gas Chambers. Okay. Romathy. Okay. There is going to be a big Pain Split coming by. Oh, the champion Mike has said an announcement here. Losers of this round do not leave just yet, as there will be also a match for third place and 250k or 250 reward points. I'm not sure if that's an or an and. Okay, back to the match. Fire Blast. Oh! Look at that. Ouch. Ooh. Okay, now Richard's kind of on an equal footing with Repertory. Actually, no. He's not just on an equal footing. Repertory has an advantage over him because Ursaring fainted. So now the Cloak of Mystery has been gone, or sorry, has departed. So yeah, so now Repertory knows what the mystery Pokemon is. The mystery Pokemon is Fortress. So there we go. So Repertory right now is holding an advantage over Richard. In that Repertory still has a team intact. All 6 Pokemon are intact, while Richard only has 5 Pokemon intact. Alright. Meteor Mash is going to hit kind of hard, but not too hard. Now Repertory just has to depend on, can my Meteor Mash hit something that's worthwhile? Okay, not very effective, but it still hit Arcanine. I'm not sure who's faster. Repertory, I think it's worth it for him to do Calcs to see if Earthquake can OHKO from this range, or if Metagross can outspeed Arcanine, which it can't. Alright, so Arcanine has decided to do Morning Sun. I'm not too sure if this is an Impish, or Bold, or Relaxed. I'm inclined to think this Arcanine is a relaxed nature. Okay, so Arcanine is probably going to switch out into Chansey. Chansey is probably going to wall off a Surf. Ooh, or Chansey, Metagross is going to come right back. Repertory just predicted the switch into Chansey. Alright, and Pursuit is going to prove fatal against Chansey. That's a very smart move for Repertory. So now he basically he got rid of a major attacker, or a sweeper, which is Ursaring, and a wall, which is Chansey. So Repertory right now is doing quite well, and Repertory has come back from the disadvantage. But Weezing has fainted. All right. Some of you all are wondering what disadvantage I'm talking about. He revealed his team a little early. That was kind of the disadvantage, because he had no cloak of mystery. But then he started making things faint, which is Ursaring and Chansey, which now puts Repertory on an instant advantage over in this match. Alright, enough of me explaining the semantics of the match at hand. Let's go ahead and continue commentating about the Pokemon. Alright, so my Milotic is going to do Surf, and it is going to prove fatal against Fortress. Ooh, another wall taken out, and there's only 2 walls and 1 offensive attacker left. I'm not too sure if Flygon's a sweeper or not. I guess it could be if you play it right. But Flygon, I guess, is kind of I guess you can call it kind of a wall breaker in a sense, because it does work against Chansey. Alright. So this Surf is going to hit Tentacruel, not Tentacruel, sorry, Weezing moderately. What's so good about Repertory's position is if Weezing decides to do a Pain Split, then let's just say that the Tentacruel is kind of at equal footing. In fact, I think that Repertory might pull in something that's a little faster. Something like Milotic, probably. Alright. If I were Repertory, I would have pulled in Flygon and I would have done Dragon Claw. So that way, so I can get rid of Weezing or something to the like. Alright. But so far, Repertory is winning. He's winning so well. In fact, I think this is about the time that I do my probabilities. Okay. There is a I'm 90% confident. Actually, since Flygon fainted, 98% confident that Repertory is going to win this match. Arcanine is going to try to take back the match, but Milotic is going to recover and pretty much make Richard kind of lose a bit of some hope here. So the Surf, probably 2 times. There we go. 2-hit KO, and Repertory wins. GG. It's over. It's over for Richard. It is just, it's over. He can do Morning Sun as much as he wants, but it's over. This match is done. All right, GG. Repertory has won, and we are going to see Repertory in the finals, so we will be right back. Please stay tuned to the Roy Rogers News channel for further tournament commentary. We'll be right back. Alright, just now the bracket has changed, so now we know the finals match and we know the losers match. Alright, so good luck to the finals and good luck to the losers match, or the bronze match. I think that's the nicer term for this match. And you know, I do appreciate the staff for calling it a much nicer name, because I'm sure people don't want to say I fought in the losers match. So there we go. So thank you to the Staff Lounge for changing the name there. All right. Anyways, final match: Repertory vs Vadim Emporion, and Richard N vs Zelzeko Dark. Okay. So we are going to be right back. Please stay tuned to the Roy Rogers News channel for further tournament commentary. Alright, you're back, and while we're waiting for Repertory to come back, we are going to spectate the losers match. I kind of slipped up. The bronze match, there we go, the nicer term for it. Bronze match, alright. So there's the Skymory. Skymory's going to withdraw into Chansey. And don't worry, once Repertory comes back, we are going to cut directly to the finals match. Alright, so there we go. And we're going to cut directly to the finals match because it has just started. Repertory vs Vadim Emporion. Good luck to both of you. Alright, now it's time for the finals match. Let's go ahead and see what happens from here. Alright. So, Vadim and Repertory. Overused joke. I've seen that before. Somewhere. Repertory with his sense of humor. I mean, my golly, it's kind of makes my day here. Alright, so anyways, Ursaring switches into Milotic, and Metagross is going to do the Meteor Mash, which is not going to be effective. Metagross could switch into something that's probably a little bit more tolerable towards Milotic. If Vadim has a Water type or Chansey, this would be a good time to switch into that. Alright. So there's a Toxic. Toxic is going to be hurt by the poison. Or sorry. Chansey's going to be hurt by the poison. Alright. So this, I don't know. Milotic is going to switch into Overused Joke in hopes that Chansey does a status condition. Okay. Vadim, Vaporeon, and Repertory, both of them are guessing their switches. They're guessing their switches quite well, actually. Oh, wow. Magnet Pulse. So that means Vadim is forced to do Earthquake, and Magneton can do either HP Fire or Thunderbolt. Okay. And I don't think it helps that Metagross is probably banded. Oh boy. That was a clever move by Repertory. He sensed instantly that this Metagross is banded. So he's taking advantage of every moment that he can. Okay. Magneton has the leftovers. That was a pretty clever move. I'm gonna have to say that. That is a very clever move. Good job, Repertory. Good job. That was clever. All right. So now East Dragon. Magneton is probably gonna switch. Oh, no, wait, not Magneton. Sorry. Venusaur is gonna come in. All right. Dark Groda? Dark Groda? I don't have any idea who that is. If you know who that character is, please tell me in the comments. I don't know. I don't watch anime. Please don't hurt me, Pokemon devs. I don't watch anime. I don't. So, all right. Anyways, back to the match. Tentacruel can do a Toxic, or Tentacruel can switch. Tentacruel's gonna switch. Alright. Back into Overused Joke, in hopes that Chansey does a Thunder Wave. Chansey does not do a Thunder Wave, and goes directly into Earth Dragon. Now, Repertory is probably going to switch out because of the incoming superpower. Alright. Milotic is probably going to sponge that superpower if it hits. Or Earthquake. There we go. Vadim was probably predicting Magneton. Because Magneton has 30, but that's kind of a bit of a... I don't know. That's kind of flawed logic. Unless he was thinking of Tentacruel. But, yeah. Alright. What an interesting name for a Porygon. Okay. I think I've seen that name before. Venusaur is going to switch into Earth Dragon. Now some of you might ask, well, why? How come you don't censor? And the reason why is because whenever when I film these matches, I cannot censor them. So in other words, you could pretty much name your Pokemon anything, and if you're battling in a tournament, then I can't censor that. So yeah, if there's something that is in my control, then I can censor it. All right, answered that question. Let's go to the match. All right, Recover. That's an interesting move. Well, I mean, almost every Milotic has Recover, so I guess it's not that interesting, but eh. Alright, so Milotic is probably going to switch, predicting a Giga Drain. Wow, Repertory is really risking it at this point. At some point, I feel like that my Milotic is going to switch into Tentacruel. I don't know why, but I just think Tentacruel might come in. All right. That too. Okay. So there's the Levitate. So now both Porygon 2 and Flygon have Levitate. Alright, so this is pretty much a problem for every move that's a ground type move. Alright. So there we go. Superpower. Superpower is going to hit quite hard. The attack and defense, attack and defense are going to fall. And Porygon 2, what's Porygon 2 going to do? Porygon 2 is going to recover and take the superpower like a boss. Okay. Let me go and put my mic a little closer. Okay. There's the recover. Oh boy. Oh man. Porn XXE is going to switch into Tentacruel. Okay. Increasing the attack, or sorry, special attack by +1. Tentacruel might scare Venusaur because Tentacruel might have Ice Beam in its arsenal, and not only that, but also Venusaur can't really touch Tentacruel other than Giga Drain, but then Liquid Ooze just completely counters the Giga Drain, so Tentacruel has that ability, Liquid Ooze. So, yeah. Alright. Tentacruel's going to switch into Overused Joke, and Chansey is probably going to switch into something because I don't think Chansey wants to take a hit from Ursaring. You know, just a gut feeling of mine. I mean, if I was Vadim, I would definitely I definitely would not want to be facing Ursaring with a Chansey. That's one of the worst pair-ups that I've ever seen. Oh man. All right. This final match is getting quite hot and fast. This is a hot match. Okay. Now, what Repertory just did was basically eliminate the sturdy ability for Fortress. Because now, if Ursaring does a Fire Punch or someone does some sort of fire move, Fortress is going to faint instantly. Alright, the champion Mike has just made news. Zeku Dark places third. Congrats. Alright, that's good. Alright. Back into Porygon 2. Wow, this is a pretty hot match. This is a hot match. Wow. I'm not sure if Porygon 2 has access to Ice Beam or not. Alright, Flygon's a little terrified. So Flygon doesn't know what Porygon 2 is capable of. I'm not too sure if this Chansey has any status moves, aka Toxic or Thunder Wave. Alright. As of right now, Repertory and Vadim are kind of on equal footing in a sense of advantage. I mean, both Repertory and Vadim have one mystery Pokemon. Both of them have one Pokemon that fainted. And they're pretty much equal as far as advantage is concerned. So it's a little early right now to see who's going to win, who's going to lose. It's too early for probabilities. Way too early. Alright, so the Cloak of Mystery, or Mysteriousness, from Vadim's point of view, has been eliminated, because now we know that Vadim has Slowbro as his mystery Pokemon. Now we're waiting for Repertory's mystery Pokemon, which may come in a little later in the match. Oh wow, nice. I don't know if this Slowbro is a Calm Mind Slowbro. If it is, then Repertory should switch into Milotic and do Haze right away. Don't wait. Do it before, well, if this Slowbro is a Calm Minder. If you start to see Slowbro Calm Mind, it's best to catch it early and instantly change the stats back to normal. Otherwise, if you let Slowbro Calm Mind, then it is going to be, it's not only going to be a wall, but it's going to be a sweeper. That's how bad a Calm Mind Slowbro is. Alright, so there's a Tentacruel. Venusaur is going to do Giga Drain, but it's going to be hurt because of the Liquid Ooze, so that was very clever for Repertory to switch into Tentacruel. Okay. I don't know why Venusaur is continuing to do, is continuing the whole Giga Drain thing. Alright, Vadim's worst fears has been confirmed. Yes, Tentacruel does have Ice Beam. I'm not too sure if he was scared of that or not, but if I was Vadim, I'd be terrified. Alright, so Chansey is going to be coming in, and Tentacruel is going to switch into Overused Joke, predicting Chansey. That's quite a clever move of Repertory. Repertory, he's quite calculating right now. That's what I noticed about him, and when I spectate his battles, he's very calculating. He can understand his opponent's switch patterns if he does the match continually. He gets a feel for his opponent, and then he just takes the opponent down using his tactics against him. And you're seeing that right now. I mean, just the switch patterns. I mean, it's just wow. Just the amount of brain power that it takes for that. I don't know. In order to really be in these tournaments, I don't know. You just have to have a stroke of genius. As far as understanding your opponents. Just have to kind of have a stroke of genius, and you know, whenever I mean a stroke of genius, I mean a stroke of genius in I guess you could say basic psychology in a sense, but you also have to understand the competitive matchups and the setups and etc., etc. But you also need a basic understanding of psychology and how people, I don't know how to say it, how people act when trouble comes by. You have to be able to predict that. All right, so there's the there's the Thunderbolt. All right. Now, Porygon 2 is going to switch into Overused Joke. Okay. Slack off. Ooh! Ouch! That hurt. Ouch! Whoa! That hurt. Okay, so either A, Slowbro switches right away, or 2, Slowbro is going to have to take the consequences. because as of right now, this Ursaring is quite deadly. What the? Why? Ursaring, I think, I could be wrong, but Ursaring has access to Fire Punch. That's one of the worst Pokemon to switch into. Well, actually, I mean, you can counter return with it, but it just switch in and out, in and out, in and out. All right. Well, it's, I guess looking at the match, I guess that's the best Pokemon that he has there. Ah, man. Oh, there's so much activity going on in this match. If I make a mistake here or there, please don't get upset at me. There's so much activity going on, so much mental activity. I mean, by golly, this match is going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This is a really this is really an amazing match. All right. So there's Tentacruel, and Slowbro's gonna be hurt by the burn. Okay. All right. This is a very intense match. By golly. This match, people can write books on this match. I mean, just the amount of mental psychology that's taking place here. It's really phenomenal. All right. Wow, Repertory is really working his opponent into his trap, and it's taking a little while, but Repertory, he's kind of working his opponent. He's working him up just a little bit, and I feel almost like he didn't close in yet, but he's trying to close in. Vadim, I feel like, from a psychological standpoint, I feel almost like he's very defensive. He's scared because Repertory is literally burning and literally having a counter to all of his Pokemon. Flygon, Tentacruel with Ice Beam, Venusaur, again Tentacruel with Ice Beam, Chansey, Ursaring, Fortress, probably Ursaring. With Fire Punch, and Slowbro, as you've seen, Ursaring with a return can hit quite hard. So let's just say Vadim is scared. Not to mention, there is still a mystery Pokemon right here, so there's a lot of stuff coming here into the match. Vadim, at this point, I feel like that the Vadim is terrified. I feel like he's kind of scared. And if I were him, I would be scared. I mean, just he's playing really defensively. He's trying to get his foot in the door, and Repertory is not letting him do that. Repertory is like think of him as like a cheetah, and a cheetah's going after the antelope. Man, Repertory is literally circling in, and he's going after the antelope. The antelope is trying to run. He's trying to outsmart the cheetah. Maybe running in a path that's near a tree, so the cheetah can hit itself in the tree temporarily, and then the cheetah's like, "Oh, there's the antelope," and then the cheetah continues running. That's what I feel like is happening. Although that's not really a good analogy because cheetahs can climb up trees. But I think you get the general picture. Alright, so Vadim has finally landed a hit, and he knocked out Ursaring. That is going to be a key moment in his match. Can Vadim turn the tables on Repertory? Right now, there's some advanced mental psychology going on right here. That is probably beyond my scope of expertise, because I'm not a psychology major. But this match, I don't know. I'm sure a psychology student would have a field day on this match. I mean, it's like I said, it's kind of like the cheetah and the antelope thing. I mean, this. Look, even the champion Mike is saying, "Wow." Look at that. He said, "Wow," right here. The champion Mike probably. I don't know if he studies psychology or not, but this is really an interesting. This is really an interesting match here. Trying to overtake each other mentally, and can Vadim be able to take the can be able to turn the tables on Repertory right now? Repertory. He is desperately trying to close in, and he can't close in. And now he pulls in his mystery card. He's been waiting for it. Swampert. Now, how is Swampert going to shape the match? Well, I'm not too sure if this is Swampert's choice bandit or not, but Fortress is going to try to take as much hits as possible. Oh, curse! Whoa! This match is getting intense right now. Talk about hot. This match is not only hot, but it is steamy. It is really, really hot. By golly, it's like a something in the stove in the stove, and it's burning. My golly, just the amount of mental work that's going on here. Repertory at a last ditch event is trying to close in on his prey. He doesn't want his prey to run away. He wants to go in for the kill. Can he do that? I don't know. But Repertory is trying his best. This is very, very This is a very intense match, folks. Buckle your seatbelts. This is going to get intense. I can tell you that right now. This match is probably one of the most intense matches that I've ever spectated. I mean, I've spectated other matches before that have been really, really spectacular. But the amount of mental psychology that's taking place, any psych student that's watching this, you can maybe use this footage for your scholastic stuff to help you better understand basic psychology. Alright, so Venusaur is going to switch in, and Vadim just keeps, he's playing defensive. Repertory right now is trying to close in. Vadim is playing very defensive. He's very scared at this point. Now, Chansey could switch into Fortress or into Slowbro. Alright. Fortress. Or, no, wait, Venusaur. Okay. Something tells me that Swampert is going to switch out as soon as possible. Okay. Giga Drain is a one-shot, so Swampert better switch into probably maybe Tentacruel. What is Repertory going to do? Alright, Venusaur is going to switch into Earth Dragon, and Swampert did not switch. Or actually, Swampert is going to switch. Sorry about that. Usually, whenever it switches, I thought that this one switches first, and then this one switches afterwards. Sorry about that. like I said, so much psychology and so much stuff is going on to the point where I might make an error here or there. Just keep that in mind. But this match is very, very intense. And if you want a roller coaster, you got one. A mental roller coaster. There you go. The moment that the Repertory looks like he's going to win, then all of a sudden Vadim is all of a sudden coming in and he looks like he's going to win, and the Repertory is coming back, Vadim is coming back, and it keeps piling, and it's like I don't know how to describe the feeling of this match. This is an amazing match. By golly. All right. The amount of intensity in this match is quite extreme. All right. Now, Chansey might switch into Venusaur, or Swampert might do a curse, or something along those lines. Or Fortress. Wow. Look at it. So this is amazing. All right, so I'm going to assume that Swampert is just going to keep on cursing, right? Yeah. So Swampert's going to keep on cursing and probably hit the maximum. If I were Vadim, I would go back into Venusaur. Unless you're really into, countering Swampert, but that's... If you're confident that you can be able to wall Swampert at +6, then good luck. That's all I got to say here. Good luck. Yeah, Vadim, you kind of put yourself in a bad position right now. I don't know the calcs. Maybe Vadim is in a good position. If Swampert's at +6 and if Swampert doesn't move, Vadim has to hope that he can knock out this Swampert, because this Swampert is a really big threat right now. Swampert, he's just letting him set up right now. Maybe Vadim probably knows that +6 can't hurt him, so he's just letting Repertory continue to do the curses. So he's like, hey, do Earthquake or do Waterfall and see what happens. I'm gonna counter you. Yeah, you're kind of. Let's just say you're really, really confident in that Swampert cannot hurt you. Okay, let's see if this happens. All right. And Vadim's persistence has proven to be true. All right. Wow. Just the amount of mental gymnastics that took place. Now it looks like that Vadim... I'm going to have to say this to Repertory. And I'm going to have to say this to Vadim. It's time. It's that time. I'm going to have to do probabilities. Alright. As of right now, I'm 70% confident that Repertory... that Vadim and Porion is going to win this match. I'm 70% confident. And the reason why my confidence is not 90 or 95 is because Repertory is an experienced player, and it's going to be hard to take him down without a good fight. But I'm 70% confident, and if Vadim gets rid of a wall, then my confidence level is going to increase. or the confidence interval is going to increase in my head here. 70% confident. All right. So far, repertory is not looking good. 70% confident. I'm not 90. I'm not 80. I'm 70. All right. Venusaur is going to try to close in for the kill. And Milotic, I think, is going to switch into Tentacruel because of the Giga Drain. And also because, yeah. Alright. GG. Wow. That was a really intense match. Alright, well, I'm going to have to close out here. Where am I going to sign off here? I'm going to sign off right here. Actually, I'm going to even sign off right here. I want to give this Cupzil guy some company. All right. Anyways, this is the Roy Rogers News channel. Don't forget to comment or subscribe to my channel, like or dislike content that you see here. And this is the Roy Rogers News channel signing off. Oh yeah, and before I say bye YouTube, I do have to give one disclaimer, and I might release my headline video before this tournament. But I am going to say this. This is going to be the last time that you're going to see the type weakness. Well, I guess I'm not sure if it's GY. I think it's a mod. This is going to be the last time you're going to be seeing the type weakness mod, and it's been really nice having the mod, but Unova's coming in, and the original mod creator, he created the mod specifically for Gen 1 through 3 Pokemon. So he didn't take into account that Gen 5 was going to come in and Gen 4. So not only that, but also he quit PokeMO. So it's in other words, if I keep the mod and if Unova comes by, then it would feel a little funny. I'll put it to you in that sense. So today is the last day that I'm going to be having the mod. So goodbye to the type weakness mod. Anyways, this is Roy Rogers News channel signing off. Fast, accurate, unbiased, Roy Rogers News.